Palm Bay Council decisions on July 2nd, 2026, committed taxpayers to millions in potential land buys and approved massive housing growth. Here are the operational facts. First, the city is moving ahead to negotiate a contract for 135 acres of the Majors Golf Course at Bayside Lakes. The council established an official negotiating range of $8.5 to $10 million, skipping the letter of intent to secure a direct vacant land contract. These parameters require a $100,000 deposit and a 120-day due diligence period. The city is retaining its right of eminent domain if talks fail. The final contract must return to council for a public vote. Transitioning from public land negotiations to private expansion, council approved the Everlands West planned unit development by a 4-1 vote, with Councilman Hammer dissenting. This decision authorizes Lennar to construct up to 1,600 homes, 760 apartments, and 145,000 square feet of commercial space northwest of the St. John's Heritage Parkway. Under the approved terms, Lennar is required to pay standard impact fees, prepay fees by phase, and contribute $1.75 million for a fire rescue quint apparatus at Station 8. The developer must also fund traffic signal studies at key parkway intersections. Supporting this rapid growth requires infrastructure, and the South Regional Wastewater Reclamation Facility finally received active flow. Membrane seeding started June 25th, and the plant processed 428,000 gallons on July 1st. The Utilities Department expects the second basin online soon. However, recovery costs for the sewer plant are rising. A $1.9 million invoice for May will push final costs past the original $2.5 million estimate, prompting the city to execute a completion agreement with Continental Casualty and schedule an August audit. In policy news, the council approved reforms sponsored by Councilman Langevin to standardize Citizen Advisory Board appointments. If applicants exceed vacancies, they will have 3 minutes to present. Council will use ranking sheets, which the clerk will tally during the meeting to determine the appointments. This new format was used immediately to appoint William Price to the Community Development Advisory Board and William Rhodes to the Essential Services Personnel Committee. Under the new rule, if a council member leaves a board seat vacant for 3 meetings, appointment authority shifts to the full council. On the surveillance front, Councilman Kenny Johnson has initiated a review of the city's active surveillance policies. Deputy Mayor Mike Jaffe agreed the current guidelines for the flock safety cameras are concerning. Council members will redline the policy individually and return for a formal discussion in late July or early August. In public safety comments, residents raised safety concerns over the chemical release at Far Chemical that triggered a shelter-in-place order. Fire Chief Richard Stover confirmed Palm Bay and county hazmat units responded, and the Coast Guard is leading the federal investigation. Council voted to adopt the Brevard County Comprehensive Emergency Management Plan. Council approved a $689,000 design contract for a roundabout at Malabar Road and the Parkway, and applied for a DeGroot Road sidewalk grant. On charter officer reviews, Councilman Johnson is pushing for written evaluations, while Councilman Hammer prefers verbal, face-to-face discussions. That is the operational breakdown of the July 2nd meeting. For the full details and documents, visit news.thepalmbayer.com. Subscribe to the newsletter to stay informed on local decisions. This is the Palm Bayer.